Okay, we are back for round 3, trying to go 2-1 and recoup our 16 Phantom Point investment, so let's see if we can do that here. We've got a pretty strong mono black deck going. Although last round we kind of got pummeled, so let's hope that doesn't happen again. We lost the roll. This looks like a keep. It's not the strongest hand our deck can put out, but it's pretty good. We got a Grave Titan on the top end, and some disruption early. If he's like mono white aggro, this hand's pretty good. Grave Titan cleans that deck up pretty nicely. Bayou. Okay. So he's kind of not something I've seen very often. We can leave out go for the throat here. That's good. Doesn't look like he's playing anything for us to hit. Let's Inquisition him, see what's going on. That'll give us a lot more information. Okay, so we've got Mox. This is an interesting deck. Island and Wrath. Okay, so what do we want to take here? He's got a Wrath of God, which is pretty important. Ultimate Prize deals with our Grave Titan, but so does Wrath of God. I think we take Price here, make him Wrath earlier, and then, yeah, and then do that. So, I mean, yeah, his deck looks like kind of a weird combo deck. We took the Ultimate Price, he still has the Mox. And we get to play land and pass here. We can also Vindicate his Bayou, but that doesn't seem like it does too much. Vindicate the island, maybe? Mox Jet, sure, because we know about it. Let's delete these two guys. And he's got one unknown card. Hopefully we draw something threatening. That is something threatening. I probably just want to take away his blue here, or I could take away his green given that he has Pattern of Rebirth. Alternatively, we could take away his white and hope he doesn't draw one for Wrath. Then next turn we're slamming Batterskull. I think we do want to take away one of his mana sources here. It's just a question of which one. This is a really tough decision, to be honest. I think we take away his white just because that is the most tangible effect we can do after seeing his hand. And then next turn we go Batterskull and the Grave Titan and hope he doesn't hit on the white sources for Wrath. Even though it's a little bit weird to take away the source the one source that he has double of, I mean except black, I think it probably is correct here. There goes the Workshop. He's got Pattern and Wrath that we know about, and two unknowns. Great, not Grave Train. Batterskull is fine here. Hopefully put him under some pressure. If he plays a creature, we definitely want to leave up Go for the Throat for the Pattern of Rebirth, because we never want to let him resolve that. I'm assuming he has something really good in hand. Is he Wrathing here? That is totally fine by us. There goes the Wrath. All we know is Pattern now. Obliterator. Okay, so... This turn we can go Mother of Runes and return Batterskull, I guess? That seems fine. It would have been better if we drew another land, but I think this is the best we can do. We'll return Batterskull end of turn. It's good to be leaving up removal for the Pattern if he has a way to kill his own creature. We could just leave the Batterskull and try to equip it next turn, But I think our plan is to draw land, and if we don't do that, we're fine just replaying the Batterskull. I mean, if we don't draw land, then we're also fine equipping to the Mother of Runes. I guess we don't return the Batterskull then. That makes more sense. Plus, if we go for the thirding, then we can't even return it, so... What is he doing? He is gaining 7 life and searching for a creature. Okay, it's reasonable. Hopefully we can kill the creature. We can, unless it's an artifact creature, which it very well could be with the workshop, so we'll have to be mindful of that. I hope we draw land so that we can put him under more pressure. Hopefully whatever big creature is playing might not even be enough. Shadow Mage Infiltrator. That is A-okay with us. We can kill that guy. Land? Not a land. Yeah, equipping Batterskull here just seems like the best play. I mean, he can go Pattern of Rebirth. He can go, let's see, Shadow Mage, 1, 2, 3. He would need a land to go Pattern, but I'm assuming he does have one. So maybe that isn't the best line. But if we are slamming our big things, we're going to have to eventually tap out of our removal. So I think this is the spot where we need to do that and put him under some pressure. Vigilance Mother of Runes is pretty solid. He's at 27 life though, so this is going to take a while. So he's got a land, so he's probably just going Shadow Mage with the proc and hoping that gets there. We do kind of have to kill it, I guess, and just see what he gets, see if we can kill it with Go for the Throat. It could be something like a Progenitus, which would be bad news. But we probably have to try anyway. We can almost race a Progenitus. In fact, I'd have to do the math. We might even just straight up be able to. Let's see here. Okay, so we can just play out our Grave Titan. If we don't want his guy to die, we can attack and then tap this to give it Pro Black or something. And then we play Grave Titan, put him under a bunch of pressure. I like that, because then if he gets Progenitus, he can't really attack us because he's under so much pressure from the Grave Titan. The question is whether we want to leave Mom up or just attack with her. I think we want to attack. Getting him dead early is quick as we can is good. And, like, Mom doesn't protect Grave Titan from a lot of his removal that he could have, like another Wrath. So yeah, let's attack, and then tap and give Pro Black. We're just being a little slow here. Okay, so we want to give Pro Black. And hopefully he doesn't have a way to kill his own Shadow Mage, and hopefully if he does, that we can Bone Shredder or Go for the Throat, whatever it is that he's getting. Day of Judgment. Okay, so that definitely counts as a way to kill his own Shadow Mage. Let's see what he gets here. If it's a Progenitus, we're probably dead. If it's not, then we might be able to survive. Iona. Choosing black? Okay. So, I guess we are probably dead? I mean, Batterskull can potentially race that. So we've got 5-7 mana, so we can't quite bounce and play again. So we'll just pass here. Bounce end of turn. We do have swords that we can draw, so that's the thing. We're basically on that as an out. I don't know what other stuff he has. Worn Power Stone is fine. Black Lotus. Okay, doesn't do that much for us right now. I guess we could have played it to play around Mana Leak, but we already saw that from our last round opponent. Yep, we just got to pass here. There's nothing we can do. If he has a way to kill Batterskull, we're totally dead. I'm not even sure if we win the race here. I haven't done the math because it's not really necessary to figure out. But, like, since we only have, one certain line to be going on. Hopefully he just doesn't draw anything else, and maybe we can hold back his Iona, depending on the math. Okay, that's Face Fighter's. Well, I mean, we can still attack with the Germ, so it's not actually that good, but we can't equip or do anything with the Batterskull anymore. We're basically on swords as an out. That was not a swords. We'll attack with our Germ. Moto's being a little slow here. Hopefully this doesn't skip our attack phase. There we go. And let's see if we can win this race. Or draw swords in time. One of the two. He's basically hitting us for 3 a turn with 7 the last turn. So he's basically hitting us for 3 a turn until we get down to 7. Him we can't cast. Yeah, Iona is definitely tough for our mono black deck to beat, but basically we have to make sure that he can't resolve the Proclamation now that we know he has that. We go to 10, he goes to 8, we go back up to 14, we go to 7. I think we technically win this race if he just has nothing. That also helps. I forgot that we had swords to play. Moto's being slow again. Let's see if he has an answer to this. He is dead next turn, so... Discarded planes. We might just get there here, as long as he doesn't draw something right now. Or he might have to Wrath, and then we just overload him with our stuff. I don't know what other Wrath he could have. I mean, Supreme Verdict, I guess. Let's see what this is. Could be a blocker. He can just leave back Iona, so it's not actually... He wouldn't have to Wrath, he would just leave back Iona. But then we'd be in a top-decking war, basically. Inkwell. That's also very good. If we draw our other sword here, we can get past that and make him chump with Iona. But he probably attacks us here. Yeah. So we're on basically 2 outs right now. Lifebane is not one of those. So I think we're dead here. Our plan is just to block the Inkwell, so he can't really attack us with it. I mean, I guess he can, but it isn't unblockable. Let's see what it is. It's a swamp. Okay. So we're dead here. No reason to show him Black Lotus. We'll just make him kill us. This was a really interesting game. It was really close considering that he had Iona on black and we were basically a mono black deck. But unfortunately we just couldn't get there. We did have some outs. And we're dead. As is usual with our deck, I don't think we have much to board, but we will see what we could do. Abyss doesn't work because he has Inkwell. I don't want to board in Terminus or anything. Yeah, I mean, we just really have nothing with this deck. Blood-Soaked is a possibility, I guess. But Go for the Throat is good against him. Yeah, I think we just run this back. His deck is definitely very interesting. He's basically, from what I saw, all in on proc. But I'm guessing he has other stuff going on too. I mean, that workshop suggests so. That he can ramp into big things. Doesn't seem like a very consistent deck though, so hopefully we'll be able to take advantage of that with our disruption. It's possible that we should have left up our removal for Shadow Mage, but then we really weren't doing anything that game, and I just don't think we could afford to sit back. Let's see. What can we do here? We can get a pretty early Grave Titan with our Black Lotus, so I think we keep this and just hope that that gets there. We've got Lacerator into Skullclamp, so we've got stuff to do if we're stuck on 1 mana. We basically just have to go Lotus into Grave Titan if we draw a couple more lands, and then hope that can kill him. I would love to draw land here, because that gets a Short Fang, which puts him under pressure to kill it. Modus being slow again. We lose a life. Swords. Okay, not a land. I think we just go Skullclamp here. And attack. We could also go Black Lotus, Short Fang, Skullclamp, draw 2, but that's just replacing our Black Lotus and Short Fang with 2 other cards, which I don't think is worth it. Wonder what if he has anything to do here. Doesn't look like it. We lose a life. And draw Swamp. That's pretty good. So yeah, our plan here is to just hit him, play Short Fang, hope he kills it with his only removal spell, and then next turn if we draw land we can cast Gravy Train. We can also put the Skullclamp on the Short Fang just to draw cards if we need to hit land drops. Mana Crypt, that's interesting. Hopefully he's not doing anything too insane here. Maybe Wrathing? Yeah, Wrath. Okay, so if we draw land, this will be really good. Unless he has another Wrath. Inquisition. Let's see what he's got going on. If he has another Wrath, then we're probably in trouble. Okay, so we're taking Lingering Souls. He has Iona, Sphinx, Pattern, and Primal Command. I mean, the Lingering Souls is definitely the reason that his hand is good against us, because he can next turn flash it back, then go with the Pattern of Rebirth. So we kind of need to have removal up, which is rather unfortunate, because I'm assuming he has something else insane to go get. So we might need to play our Black Lotus next turn and just leave it up with swords available. If we draw a land, though, we might just have to go with Grave Titan, especially if it's a plains, because then we can sword whatever he gets with the Pattern of Rebirth. Have I been calling it Proclamation of Rebirth? I think I have. It's Pattern, whatever. Hymn to Turok. Okay, let's see if we can get that Pattern out of his hand. And if we fail, then we're probably in trouble. But it's a 50-50 shot. And we got it. So he's left with Iona and Primal Command. Primal Command can do some good stuff for him, but that was a really good hit, obviously. Don't really think I need to leave a Black Lotus, so we're just going to pass. Hopefully he can die to his Mana Crypt. That would be pretty sweet. Puts him on 4 lost flips till he's dead. I've definitely, this has definitely happened where I've lost 8 Mana Crypt coin flips in a row. That actually happened earlier today, so it's not that unlikely. I mean, it is that unlikely, but yeah, I just provided an anecdote. Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So you can actually Iona us. How much does Iona cost? I'm gonna go up here and see how much Iona costs, because that's really important. Iona costs... Can I click on the card? No. Okay, I'm just gonna Google this real quick, just that I know if it costs 8 or 9 or whatever. Iona costs 9. Okay, so he is 2 off from casting Iona. That's good. He's got Iona and Primal in hand, so we just slam our Gravy Train here. And hope that gets there. Even if he does get to resolve Iona, we still might be in a pretty good spot with him flipping every turn. Only at 9 life. He won. Okay. We're at plenty of life, so we're fine on that end. It's really a question of what he draws. If he draws like a Day of Judgment, we're not in a good spot. We're in a fine spot. He only has to lose 3 more flips to that thing. But if Gravy Titan attacks, then we should be in business. Shadow Mage, okay. So our zombies can block that guy, so we don't have to worry about that. Or we can just Skin Render it right now. But Skin Render, honestly, I think we probably want to leave up Skin Render. Leave Skin Render in case he draws a Day of Judgment. Primal Command can gain him 7, but he doesn't have the mana for it right now. Yeah, let's equip a zombie here. Maybe we shouldn't have played the Swamp first in case we were drawing cards, but I'm going to attack with everything. Because Gravy Titan makes 2 zombies that we can block with. Let's see what he does. Yep, this makes sense. He goes to 6. Then we equip Skull Clamp over here so that we can block and draw cards, and we pass. I think he's on Day of Judgment or basically a green to survive. He lost the flip. Okay, so let's just see what he has. Man, the Day of Judgment here would be so sick. Coalition Relic. Okay, I think we've got this one then. Well, he can gain 7. He could, yeah, so he's going to gain 7 and put Skull Clamp, I guess, on top. Or search for a creature? Not really sure. But I think he's dead, even if, because we have the Skin Render, so like he's probably dead if he's just gaining 7 and doing something that doesn't affect the board. He might not know it, but I think he is dead. The question is what he chooses to do with the Primal Command. Let's see, if he blocks, he's going to be able to chump Gravy Titan, and then he is searching for a creature. Okay, so he's going to be able to block here, and then he takes, yeah. Oh, he's at 10? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is unfortunate. Okay, so he actually isn't dead. He is searching for a creature, so this might be bad news for us. We'll just have to wait and see. He can't search for a Day of Judgment, though. It has to be a creature. And if he loses the coin flip next turn, he is dead. Angel of Serenity, that's going to do some good work. But I think we can put him under enough pressure that that's not actually going to be able to do it for him. Because he is drawing that next turn. We're just attacking with all our guys, putting him to 1. So if he has a 50-50 chance of losing, and then even if he doesn't, Angel can only take out 3 creatures, and we have more than enough to kill him from 1. See if he loses this. Make it easy on us. He lost. Okay. So we're going to game 3 here. There's still not much disruptive stuff that we can board in. We could board in the champion, I guess, just to keep being aggressive. But I don't know what we'd take out. I guess Batterskull's not the best, but it's still a really powerful card. I guess a Bone Shredder is not the best, given that he has the Proclamation, so sorcery speed removal is not going to be great against him. And I do want to be aggressive if we can, just because he's such a controlling deck. And Bloodsoak Champion does kind of get around Wrath sometimes. So let's see if this works out. This one's for all the marbles. He might be sideboarding pretty heavily here. Not really sure what he could be bringing in. I mean, he saw a good chunk of our deck game 1, so. This guy's got to learn, Tails never fails. I don't think I've had a Mana Crypt on the video, but I've had it a lot when drafting the Holiday Cube. I always pick Tails. It never fails. I mean, it fails sometimes, but basically never. Never seems like an accurate description of how many times Tails fails. Totally not biased at all. This, I guess, is a keep. I mean, it's kind of a weird keep, but we just have a plan and we have to execute on that. Okay, what's he doing? This could be scary. It's a Metalworker? Coalition Relic. That accelerates his game plan pretty heavily. And our game plan is not the fastest, so we might be in trouble here. If he has a big artifact spell like the Inkwell or something, we could be in deep trouble. Although we don't have islands, and so if Obliterator gets down, he can't really attack with his Inkwell. We'll see what he does with all this mana. That is one of the stronger starts you can have in Cube, though, especially if you have a lot of artifacts to use with Workshop. We also have a bunch of stuff to draw, like Hymn to Tourach or Liliana, to kind of rip apart his hand, maybe not make him be so effective with all that mana. But for now, we're just playing our lands and passing. He's going to put a counter on the Relic. I guess he didn't. He forgot. It's really easy to forget, actually. I've forgotten a lot. I usually just do it main phase if I can. I mean, it's slightly suboptimal, but it's more important for me to remember. Still got nothing to do. And we have a Hero's Downfall, so we can kill if he plays like a creature or something on his turn. I'm assuming he'll add a counter to the Relic here. Yeah, after forgetting last turn. And let's see what he's got here. Hopefully he plays like something big that we can just Hero's Downfall without any impact on the board. Luderio Core. Yeah, I mean, we'll probably want to Downfall that. Use our mana efficiently. Maybe he counters it. And we'll see if Obliterator can beat down here. If he has a Wrath for Obliterator, then we can still Grave Titan and mop that up. Liliana can also pressure his hand, pressure him to kill her. And she can make him sack a big creature. So Liliana does a lot of work here, especially if we draw like a 2-mana spell that we can play along with her next turn. That would be pretty sweet. He's adding a blue, so he probably doesn't have a Wrath. I'm really curious as to what's in his hand. His deck can have these really awkward draws, but it can also have pretty insane draws, it seems like. I mean, as with any combo deck. What is this? Bribery. I don't know if there's anything really big for him to get here. We can Liliana make him sack most everything. I don't really know what he would get. We do have the best 2 creatures in our deck in our hand, which I guess was pretty lucky, but sometimes you gotta get lucky. I guess he might be getting a Skin Render. Just put counters on this guy. That seems pretty good. Nighthawk. Okay, so we can literally make him sack that and keep beating it down. Yeah, I think that should be our plan. We just want to put him under pressure. An Obliterator, if he's at a low enough life total, can go toe-to-toe with something like an Iona. This game really all depends on if he has good cards in hand or not, because it could be just a really awkward draw, or it could be the combo. I mean, there isn't really the combo. I mean, there's Proclamation in his deck, but I would need to think of some very specific sequences that he could Proclamation out something at least this turn. He's got some spell, presumably. The question is whether we want to play Grave Titan next turn. We could Lifebane to look at his hand. Let's have each player discard first. What does he discard? He discards Iona. Okay, so maybe we wanted to Lifebane first because he might have Reanimation. I think I just want to Lifebane to see what he's got going on here. We hadn't seen Reanimation, but it would totally make sense in his deck. So unfortunately, maybe that's the case, and we shouldn't have done Liliana. Okay, so this hand is not the best, I guess, but let's see what we can do about it. So we're exiling Angel. He has Sphinx and Primal Command. So what does that do? He's got Primal Command up now, right? No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so he doesn't. Primal Command can gain him life in search of a creature. He can play Sphinx next turn, but we can make him sack it. I think we played our land this turn, right? No, we didn't. Okay, so we'll play that. Hopefully Sphinx doesn't draw him into two good cards. Cards that are too good. Two cards that are good. Either one. He's just jamming it here, I'm assuming. And since he doesn't have a Wrath, I mean, he is drawing two cards off the Sphinx, so we might just want to keep beating down with these and save the Grave Titan in our hand. He does have two in his deck, so decently likely that he draws one. But we also might want to just put him under enough pressure that the Primal Command doesn't get him out of it when he tries to gain life. He added a green. He can still do the Sphinx, but he'll have to take a damage. Maybe he's planning on Primal Commanding this turn. Primal Commanding away like Liliana or something. Does it put it on top of the library or bottom? And I'm having to look up a lot of cards today, but I think I'll do that really quick. Primal Command. Okay, on top. So Lily would go on top if you Primal Commanded it away. I'm guessing he's going with Sphinx. No. He is searching for a creature. That's interesting. So he's not playing Sphinx this turn, and he's searching for a creature and putting it... goes into his hand. Okay, so he could draw a Wrath next turn. That's still a possibility. But I think... Okay, he's getting Terastodon. He's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. So he's got Terastodon, Sphinx, and one other card. I guess it's probably a Wrath if he's going for Terastodon. Otherwise, that play doesn't make much sense. So I think we do want to play around a Wrath here. We'll plus Lily. See what he discards. Yeah, because without a Wrath, he's still dead. No, he's not. He gained 7 life. This is tough. He basically has 2 hits on a Wrath, but I don't understand why he would tutor for a Terastodon without having a Wrath in hand. I mean, I guess he doesn't really want to put Lily on top of our deck, but it's still pretty good. Even if he does Wrath, we still have Lily and a Skinrender now. I think we do play out Grave Titan, just because we need to dead him as quickly as possible. unfortunately, we probably lose to a Wrath, but I think we have to accept that. Because we just can't kill him with these guys in consecutive turns, so we need a little bit more help to kind of go over the top next turn if he casts some big creature. And that means that we lose to a Wrath, but I think we have to accept that. He's adding a thing. Yep. If he has a white here, he probably has it. Or he's looking to draw it. I mean, that is also a possibility. This game might go long if he has Wrath, so, I mean, he is a little bit low on time. That's always a positive. Doesn't have Primal Command anymore. He chose his green. So, okay, he can still Wrath, but the question is, what does he have? Eureka. So he's putting in Sphinx and something else? Do I want to put in Skinrender? I guess, just to try to dead him quicker. He has 2 cards, so he has Sphinx and what else? We can make him sack and probably kill him, right? Yeah, we kill that Containment Priest. And I think he's dead. Yeah, he's just dead. Okay, we got this one. Well, okay, he's drawing 2 cards, but I really doubt that that'll matter. Let's see, is he still dead without this? He can block the Grave Titan, take 5, 8, yeah. So let's have each player discard first. I'm just going to play this and then have each player discard, just in case that he needs, like, both cards. If it's, like, Path and Swords or something. I don't think there's any one card that could get us here. There's, like, a Fog, but... Rar. Is this enough creatures for you? Okay, and we got it. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you like that and you'd want more content like this. I'm hoping to be putting out these pretty consistently, probably every week, for a long time. So, yeah, if you guys like the channel, please subscribe, and otherwise, thank you for watching.